Hey guys, today I'm going to be talking about Unlock Supernatural Adventures. This is the newest one I played, and I am very excited to tell you about it because I usually watch Dice Tower reviews when I buy these to see which one's the best. There was no Dice Tower review, so let me give you my opinion on Unlock Supernatural Adventures. So starting with the first adventure, Terra Nova City, what's it called? Nova City Under Threat. This one, let me move this. This one right here with the superhero background. So in this one, you are trying to defeat a threat and you are a band of superheroes with cool powers. So obviously, I do want to say something cool about this one is the powers and the theme really came through with the escape room. And there were some really fun mechanics. There were some really cool things in there. It has the syndrome, though, of the new unlocks where it feels like they're doing more, but then they're going into more gimmicks. Because in this one, there's something you have to use a lot, and I've seen that done before. So does this one offer something different? It does offer some new mechanics, but Unlock is starting to get to a lot of cool new stuff, but a lot of stuff is repeating and getting kind of repetitive. But yeah. For Nova City Under Threat, I really liked each of their powers. They felt really cool. The cards were, I will say, for these and other new ones, they stopped cutting the corners of the cards, which is really annoying. I cut my finger a lot, or I cut my hand a lot with those cards. And another thing they've done, I know I've seen this one before. A lot of these adventures, it's really painful. But make sure you are listening to the whole thing and make sure you are staying on that screen until you know for a fact you don't need it anymore or you don't want to. Because once you go back, there's no way to go, or once you go out of it, there's no way to come back to it unless you restart the adventure and try that all over again. Because it's really annoying. Like the supercomputer in this one, there is a part where tells you something, and if you leave, you have to try and remember that, kinda. And other adventures, like the 3 difficulty one, this one's 1 difficulty. The 3 difficulty one, there are some or in multiple of them, there are cards where if you don't listen to the phone and you forget to take that number, you're just screwed. You don't get the card, you don't know what you need to do, and it's really rough that the phone sometimes makes you draw cards. And there's no way to go back to that. There's got to be a way. So Unlock, if you're listening, or Space Cowboys, I guess, the company Asmodee, please make it on the app so that you can go back just in case you miss something. Like there's a review hints button where you can review the hints you've already done. I need a review text one where you go back and it tells you what they previously said. Because that can be a big problem in the game if you forget. And yeah, that one was really fun. That one thing you were doing, you're going to multiple locations. And some of them were more vague than the others, but it was cool, and they used the back of the cards in some way. And I really like when they do that, because that's cool. And in this one, you're assembling something. Can't really say more. This is spoiler-free for now. But you're assembling something and making something when you do something with the cards. You might understand if you actually did it. It's in the superhero one, though. So honestly, the superhero one is a straight 7. I really enjoyed that one. It's not, or actually, if I enjoyed it, then it's an 8. I really enjoyed that one. And it was cool mechanically, thematically, and the ending, what was my opinion on the final puzzle? I think the final puzzle was good, but it's not as good as some other really smart final puzzles. So yeah, Nova City Under Threat, that's a great starter. And then we go to the next one. This is not the next one. This is 3 difficulty. Next one, Dia de los Muertos. I hope I said that right. Day of the Dead. So this one, you are trying to lift a curse from your family during Day of the Dead. And this one throws some really fun and cool mechanics in there too. Since you're in Day of the Dead, it's really thematic. And to die, you have to do something with the phone. And I can't say it, but it uses the phone. There is an AR device in this one where you use it over the phone. Oh, The funniest thing, every single one of these adventures has an AR device. Something you use the phone to scan something over. Which is interesting. I didn't really realize that all of them use that. So, that really changes stuff. And they stopped printing the solution booklets because they're cheap now. They still got really cool adventures, but they stopped printing the solution booklet. The paper got cheaper. And the cards are no longer cut corners. Some of them, they didn't cut corners on purpose, I feel like, because they wanted to make it so it's easier to line them up. But a lot of them are rounded corners. These are not. They're all sharp corners. But yeah, that's not the point. It still comes with a tutorial. But yeah, for back to Day of the Dead, it felt good and fun and thematic. I'm trying to think if there were standout puzzles. There was like a color-coded puzzle where you have to follow something with the colors. There was another one where you look at symbols and you try and solve it from that. There was, I think every single one of these you had to draw something, I think. I think Nova City, did Nova City do that? I mean, you looked at it, but you didn't draw it. Ragnarok definitely did draw stuff. Definitely. Okay, wait, did they? That's a good point. I think they did, but not as much as like Day of the Dead did. But there were some fun things in Day of the Dead. I don't have much to say, I guess, because it was fun, but there weren't many standouts for some reason. Like Day of the Dead really stands out as a theme, but there weren't really many standout puzzles. It was a lot of combining things and not that many machines. Trying to think. Yeah, you have this ongoing character that you use with the phone. There's more machines, I know that for sure. Oh, there's like a way that you stack the cards or something, and you have to look at it from a certain perspective to see it. That was a cool puzzle when we figured it out. And there are hidden numbers. All of these have hidden numbers because they just do that and unlocks. If you want no hidden numbers, then unlock kids, but I mean, it's really kiddish. Anyways, there are some that remove hidden numbers and a lot of them that have hidden numbers. So yeah, I think Dia de los Muertos, so that one's probably a 7. The theme came through, it was fun, and it had some cool aspects, but honestly, it wasn't as big as a punch, no pun intended, as Nova City Under Threat. So 7, some standout puzzles, barely any new things, I guess. It was just interesting. The thing I really loved, though, was to do something with the app, you have to press certain buttons. Oh, also, yeah, Nova City Under Threat, one of them, we had a really annoying puzzle. So this is the only spoiler, I'm going to say it, but in one of the puzzles, spoiler, you have to press the exit button because the character is way too powerful. But now we are back to spoiler free. So yeah, I just wanted to get that one out of the way. And with Dia de los Muertos, I think it did have some standout puzzles. Anyways, we're moving on to Ragnarok. Ragnarok is the hardest one. You are a Viking. I think that there's probably more, but you're a Viking in this one, and you're trying to venture into new lands to gain glory and honor. Sorry about that. Okay, so what did I think of this one? Ragnarok was really, really hard. It is a new one, so it has a lot of gimmicks, and it is the 3 difficulty, so it's going to be difficult. We got stuck with a lot of the things, but these all brought something new to the table where, okay, this one implements unlock kids aspect with tokens you use. And tokens in a way that is really cool, honestly. I really love what they did. There was a lot, and I mean a lot of hidden numbers though. You have to look at those weapons closely. They used the weapons a good amount. They felt logical. It made sense. I will say, though, there are 2 puzzles that I can think of that I really didn't like. I don't like that it has to be in a certain order for some of these codes. Like, that's obvious why it has to be in a certain order. But I wish I could just tap the 4 it correlates to, and it gives it to me. Because the order does not really matter to me. I just go, okay, this might be logical, and then maybe I get it, maybe I don't. But, like, it's kind of annoying. One of them, I guess it makes sense now, but it's just, I don't prefer it. I don't prefer when it has to be in a specific order, when it's just 4 things, and it doesn't, the order doesn't really matter. Some of them it does matter, like the runes. The runes will matter in order, they'll show you the order, but some will just not show you the order, and I'm like, okay. And the 4th rune, you have to actually interpret what you're doing with that adventure. So, definitely difficult. I really liked the weapons aspect, though. That was cool and fun. There is something hidden with the box. I'm not going to say what it is. I'm not going to say where it is, but you know if you've done it. And okay. Nope, can't say that. Ragnarok, back to that one. There was a lot of standout puzzles. I think one of the puzzles that really annoyed me, though, or it kind of annoyed me, or it annoyed the whole group. I'm just going to say it. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Basically, in this one, you die from when you're holding a scroll. You move on the app, and the scroll fades, and you've died. And then they're like, tell me what has happened to you. Tell the truth. But they phrase it in a bad way. So I would say, I died. No, you have to specifically say, I am dead. There is no other alternative. Which is so stupid. And back to, spoiler free. Spoiler free, we're back to that. Honestly, that one, I've seen unlocks. You might need to see the spoiler for this to make sense, but this is spoiler free. A lot of unlocks have made this work. Like in a Star Wars, 0 and 1 count, depending on what you think. Why does this one need one specific solution? Like, that's really annoying and kind of stupid. Because it's like me going into, I guess I'll give their example. It's like me going into geometry, and they're like, how many sides does a circle have? I can say 1, and I can say 0. They're both right. So why do I need one specific thing? And even the newest one, they had multiple ways of doing it. So you could either say the spell, or you could press the buttons of the spell. And I'm not going to tell you which one that is, because that would be a spoiler. Also, with Enchanted Adventures, I don't know if I said it, but there's just a random coin that you don't use. I believe I said that, though. Back to Ragnarok. One puzzle that really annoyed me is you had to place weapons in a way, and it makes something, and I'm like, well, that's smart, but no. We thought it would be something different. You just follow it. Okay, but I can't tell you the context of that. Yeah, for Ragnarok, it was very thematic, very thematic. It had characters that I've actually seen in Marvel, and I know they are not owned by Marvel. I understand that. Like, Loki was in there, there was Odin, and yeah, there were gods. Or, no, Viking? I'm getting my Norse mythology mixed up. Norse? I forgot. Okay, back to Ragnarok. I'm trying to think. There were some smart you use the weapons in a way multiple times to do stuff. And there was actually a puzzle that I knew. I didn't know it because I've done it before, but I understood it. There was an X somewhere, and then there was like this big wall. And then, spoiler, you put the card with the X in between the wall, and I saw it was a 5 and a 7. So I'm like, okay. And then we see the X, and my sister's like, 5 times 7. And I'm like, oh, that's perfect. I did see a 5 and 7, though, if you separate the card. Back to spoiler free. So yeah, Ragnarok, I think that one was really difficult. Those runes were crazy. We got many, many hints from the game. Yeah, we got a 2-star rating. We got penalties. It was a lot. And I do want to say, this is the other puzzle. For Day of the Dead, what did I think of the final puzzle? The final puzzle for Day of the Dead was good, but it was different than Nova City under threat. But I do think that it could be hard if you're doing it again, because there's a lot of guess and check in that one. And Ragnarok's final puzzle, oh boy, get ready for using that deck again. Okay, I'm not going to say how you use it, but there's a lot, and I mean a lot of searching through the deck for something. And this app, just the way, the starters, the path you need to do, it's just painful. I tried it, and I'm like, I understand it now, but why? It's just, it was way harder than I thought it would be. It was puzzling things together, like placing stuff on things. And once again, I can't spoil it, but you understand if you got to the end. And, sorry. It was fun, but I didn't do it because I'm like, I'm just going to do this alone one time. And I let them have the fun of it. And honestly, the puzzle was, once again, it was fun. But it felt, with my tremors especially, it is hard to do that. It was another, it's not a dexterity challenge, but it's a thing where you're kind of puzzling things together. And yeah, there's an ongoing AR device that you use in Ragnarok, Nova City Under Threat, and Dia de los Muertos. I think Ragnarok was very different. Okay, I'll stop repeating myself. But yeah, which one is my favorite, or what would I rank Ragnarok? I think I'd call it it was cool, but would I want to play it again? I don't really know. It's probably the same ranking as Curse on Camelot, which, actually, I think Curse on Camelot was, this one was before Enchanted Adventures. And I think I'll call it a 6.5. I did enjoy it, but I'll just call it a 7, actually. I did enjoy it, and it was fun, but it was really hard. And that makes it less than 8.